anniversary to fixing that leaking wheel cylinder. I noticed on my car one time there was looked like oil at the bottom of my wheel, and I took my tire off, and at the bottom of the drum in the rear it was wet. It looked wet, and I wasn't sure what it was, and I couldn't see it because everything was behind the drum. And so I took it to the shop to get it done, but this time I found out how to do this myself, and where the problem was coming from. So after getting the drum off, took a sledgehammer and tapped it around in a circle to loosen up the rust, and able to, as I was tapping to pull forward, took a screwdriver and kind of pried it loose, and it came off. The problem was this little tiny cylinder. The seal had deteriorated and started to leak brake fluid. On the back here, where the brake line goes into, screws into this here initial bleeding screw, and the other two ends, they just kind of set on your hardware on your brake. But this little guy here is what causing the big leaking problem of the brake fluid coming out of the drum and down onto through the tires. But it only has two screws, two small tiny screws, and the brake line connects there. You pry off the left and right side and it's out. That easy. But once you get that done and get your new cylinder in place, putting the brake line back in there, and putting the two small screws back behind this plate, and getting the brake hardware to fit on the left and right side. Once that's reinstalled, then you have to re-bleed that side of your braking system. So making sure your master cylinder has fluid in it. You don't want it to run dry. You want to go back and connect, when you put this on, the new one on, connect your bleeding hose to that. This is the simple brake line hand pump that I use all the time. And you're going to create a vacuum on the line as you press, and the dirty fluid is going to come in here. But you want to make sure you get all the air out of that line in this cylinder, and by opening and closing the brake line screw there on the back. I got the brake line loose. It's got a long stem on it, and I got the two screws out of here. 1, 2. Just need to pop the cylinder out. Hold on here. You're just going to push back on these two, and it should come out. And the
cylinder is out here. This is the rear. That's where the brake line was, and the 2 screws. This is the replacement one. We'll take this little tab out. That's where the brake line goes, and the 2 screws. And this is your bleeder, brake line bleeder, with a cap on it. Leave that on there. This needs to come out. I'm going to put this back right where that one came out. Brake line's right there. All you're doing is lining everything up. Same way you took it out. A little opening there. Slide it back in place. Screw the 2 screws down, put the brake line back on, and you have just replaced your cylinder. Just push those back and slide them back in the little notches there, and you're good to go.